Hey everybody, it's Derek with the Swarm here, bringing you the Week 8 picks assured to be wrong. This week I have Jamie with me. He is an elder in PWC and in War Whales. How you doing today, Jamie?
I'm doing good. How are you doing on this fine evening, Derek?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, man. Thanks for being here. I'm excited to do these picks with you, kind of especially talking about your war and War Whales being the war of the week. We'll get to
Oh
that
yeah.
just a little bit here. We'll start off with the first matchup. We have 5-2 Dark Looters taking on the 3-4 Power COC team.
All right, I go first here.
Yeah, you can take it away, man.
All right. Well, straight up, I got to go with Dark Looters. I mean, they may have two losses, but they are still as strong as ever. Like losses to War Whales and Immoral Thieves. I mean, obviously those are two of the top clans in the league. I mean, especially as close as they played it. I mean, they won last year. Yeah, there's no way you can bet against them. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't care. Like they could be a 500 team. Like if with this roster, if they went 500 and like barely made it into the playoffs, I'd say they're the most scary team, and they're obviously not going to do that. I'm agreeing with you in taking Dark Looters, but they're
Oh
right
yeah,
up
they're just
there.
strong.
Yeah, I think they're. I mean, they're easily favorites to make the finals again. There's a couple challengers on their side of the conference, but it's very. I mean, it's just hard to bet against these guys. They're absolutely insane.
Mhm. Yeah.
Unfortunately, for a couple clans in this division, you gotta get a play against them. Oh,
Yeah. Unfortunate.
well,
Hard, really hard to bet against them.
yeah. I mean, I'm not even if they lost, I was just still. I'm just not gonna bet against them. I think their biggest strength is that they're always consistent. Um, you're going to basically get the same performance week in and week out, and you can't say that about a lot of clans.
Yep, exactly.
So, well, anyways, we'll go on to maybe a little bit more of an exciting matchup since it should be a lot, a little bit closer. Clantanamo Bay at 3-3, and Elite Gaming, a pretty surprising Elite Gaming at 3-4.
Yeah, both. Oh wait, Clancy base 3-3. Oh, did they have like a match canceled against Alchemy?
I believe they have a match against the Lost to make up,
Oh,
but
right.
I'm not sure. I
Yeah.
don't have that right in front of me, but I think that's what it is.
Okay, yeah, this kind of throwing me off. Yeah, this is kind of a tough pick because both these clans are, I think, pretty even. Hard to say. Let's see. I don't know who they played last week. I don't really pay attention much.
Okay. Well, last week, Clantanamo Bay played Swami Cotcat, and Elite Gaming played The Lost.
Hmm, right. Okay. Oh, this is a tough pick.
This
Uh,
was this was
I
my
didn't. I didn't.
toughest pick.
I didn't really like think about this or write these down ahead of time, so I'm just kind of winging it. Let's go with Elite Gaming, just because they've been doing a lot better than I thought they would be. Honestly, 3 wins is already more than I thought they would get. Honestly,
Man, well, that's good. We're already gonna differ on picks. I went with Clantanamo Bay. I think they are a pretty underrated, like a very strong 3-3 team, like a 500 team here. I think they could. They're a team that I won't be surprised to knock off. Like if they were, the playoffs started today. I'm not sure. I didn't do the math or anything to see if they'd be in. I believe they would be with 8 teams going, but I have a feeling they have that kind of potential to knock somebody off who's got a much better record. So if they play up to that, which I'm expecting them to do this weekend, I think they can take the or get the victory.
oh yeah, they did play War Whales really close. I think we had like 3 dip fails that war, and they went I think perfect on dips or maybe failed one. I'm not sure, but they played us really close in that war. I remember. So yeah, it's a reasonable pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a pretty good squad. The next up is I thought this was a pretty interesting matchup. 5-2 Swami Cat versus the 3-2 The Lost.
Yeah, this is another close pick.
If you want to think about it, I'll go ahead and offer mine out.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going with Swami Cat partially because I like their name. Um, that's probably like 60% of the reason because I do think the Lost is a really good clan. I actually like them a lot and everything. Getting to watch their streams and whatnot, they look really strong. But I think like Swami Cockhead, I know they started off slow, but they just seem to be rolling now. And I think they're just I'm gonna pick the clan that looks hot and hope they continue that this week. I know the loss with having to make up a bunch of these wars, that's got to be pretty exhausting on their base builders and doing everything like that. So I think that's what's gonna benefit Swami Cockhead, and they will come away with the victory.
All right, reasonable pick. I'm actually going to go with the Lost on this one. Honestly, I don't know a single player in Swami Cockhead. I don't really pay attention to their YouTube or anything, so I don't know any of their players, but I know they're pretty solid at 5-2. I don't know any players in the Lost either besides Larry because he recently joined there on his Town Hall 9. So, gotta go with my guy Larry. Gotta go with his clan.
Yeah, I saw that after I like had made my picks, and I was like, oh, of course. Like I wanted to go with him. I don't know. I seem to pick Swami Cat like every week, and they get me points, by winning. So I just keep going with him.
Gotta stick with what works. Makes sense. I could totally see Larry just dragging them down though. What a pleb.
Yeah.
Just on his hits.
I think that that may have actually been the deciding. Like it was like I know I picked a good one. And anytime you accept somebody like that in your clan, guy can't even 18 pack.
Yeah, obviously.
And just hard to deal with there. He's gonna listen. Anyways, continuing back on track here a little bit. We have 5-2 faked Wargasm and 1-6 Cold September.
I think this is a pretty easy pick for me. I gotta go with faked Wargasm, of course. Cold September, just a low tier clan. I mean, sorry guys, but I'm gotta go with faked Wargasm.
Yeah, I think it's one that's kind of just a straight up pick. Easily for me for faked Wargasm. Cold September is just a clan in disarray. It seems like they impressed me one week when seemed like really in disarray and came away with a victory, but haven't done anything since. So I'm taking faked Wargasm in that. Another surprising team. I definitely would. You would have said 7 weeks into the season, faked Wargasm is sitting at 5-2. I would have been like, yeah, what are you taking type of deal. But
I don't know. They're a real underdog. I mean, I think they're really solid. They're just really overlooked. I think. I know a few players. I think they're really solid.
Yeah,
I like them. I like their clan.
I think they certainly are. They're showing it with a 5-2 record. It's just I think at the beginning of the season they were not a team a lot of people had their eyes on, and they kind of thrived in that and got up to 5-2, and now they're going to start having that target on their back. People are going to want to make sure they bring their A game every week.
Yeah, they're really low key. They kind of fly under the radar, but they're really solid.
Yeah, I can't think of like another 5-2 team in this league that seems more like nobody's talking about them than faked Wargasm.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go to the PWC, and typically the guests don't pick, like, I don't pick the Swarms matchups. The guests don't pick their clans matchups. We're making an exception with the War Whales Moral Thieves because, frankly, it's the War of the Week, and I'm sure everybody's going to want to hear about that, so we're going to talk about it. But so just to kind of balance that out, Jamie will not be picking the PWC, but I'll go ahead and kind of as you were talking about, you're going to go with your boy Larry. Well, I'm going to go with my boys. I guess I got two of them over there. I got Holy Buck and you. So I'm taking you guys. I think you'll bounce back. I picked you guys last week, but you kind of let me down a little bit, so don't do it this week.
Thought we had it, man. I mean, Mariana Trench really played us well, though. They got 5 Town Hall 10 triples and 1 Town Hall 11. Yeah, nice base building team, PWC.
Yeah, that's like crazy. That's a lot of 10v10 triples, and obviously an 11v11 is always impressive. But I think you guys will bounce back. Unfortunately, that kind of means Emphatic Elite will be slipping down. I think that'll be their 5th consecutive loss if that was to happen. So it'd be really unfortunate for them after such a hot start to the season. The nice thing is they would still, even if they were to drop to 3-5, it's still very close in that division for a division lead. So definitely not out of it, and that's kind of you just got to
Yeah,
keep fighting.
yeah, pretty much every team in this division underperforming, so it's gonna be just whoever does the least amount of shit. Or
Yeah,
no, I'm not. I worded that really poorly. Whoever, everyone's doing bad, but whoever does the less bad. Yeah, I don't know how to words.
yes. Well, that's okay. On this YouTube channel, I don't know how to words all the time, so you fit right in.
Captain Captain Chat Clan's gotta come through. PVC, let's go. Shout out to Captain Chat.
We'll that'll be a good one there. I next up we'll have six Schlitzes coming off a heartbreaking loss. You can truly feel for Shuba on that one. That was really hard to watch. Up against Annihilate.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. Divisional, of course, because every war is divisional this week. Yeah, both these teams really underperforming. I think I want to go with Annihilate actually on this one, the underdog. Go for it.
That's I thought about making them my upset. See, I can't words either. My upset pick of the week,
I
but
mean, it's all right. Words hard.
yeah, I just thought coming off of a loss like that, you're just gonna we'll see what the clan's made out of. If you can bounce back and get a win, kind of move forward, but it's one of those things. Winning is contagious. Well, so is losing. So you do not want to drop another one here. I think Success will go ahead and get it done. Like a lot of the things Annihilate's doing, they're. I just don't know if I've seen enough in any of their awards to say, yeah, they can beat a 6S squad. I actually got to face 6S early in the season, and their bases were pretty good, and their attacks are pretty good as well. So
Yeah, well, we'll see.
that's why we play the game. It's not played on. It's not one on. Nothing's one on paper. That's a nice part.
Oh yeah, there have been plenty of upsets so far this season, so you can't count anyone out.
Sorry about that. Um, going off on my computer, which you don't get to hear, Jamie, but the viewers will. Uh,
Okay, I was kind of confused. Like, wait, I didn't hear anything.
yeah. So, anyways, we'll go on to the next one here. We have the the victors of that 6S matchup, One Hive at 6-1, taking on Concha at 3-4. I'll. You want to go ahead in this one, or I'll start. I got some things to say, I guess.
Yeah, you go ahead. You started off.
I figured you might have. I struggled a little bit with this one because I really like Concha. I think they're really creative, and I think one of those things that one of those things that kind of can throw some clans off is the fact that Concha starts their wars a day early, which kind of gets maybe people a little bit out of their normal routines in this league, and that so I think that gives them a little bit of an advantage. But at the end of the day, I just can't bet against One Hive. They're another clan that's just really, really solid. And even, it's one of those things we talk about consistency. One Hive's pretty consistent, and even when they have like off days outside of the off day to DLZ that they had, where they just put up I forgot what it was, but it was way less stars than what they would typically do. They find ways to win, and I'm just going to bet on that they continue that and pick up another win and go to 7-1. I know right now they're loving the fact that DL has two losses because they could take that top overall seed and have a little bit easier chance to make it to the finals.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that because DL has two losses. They probably won't get a top seed. Yeah, all right, reasonable pick there. Yeah, I like Kancha too. They had some really interesting attacks. Like they had this absolutely crazy attack on my base when we faced them in PWC. It was like a stoned healer on Golem bitch with two hogs and a couple loons, and it was just a crazy attack. Like I would have never thought of something like that. So yeah, they are creative. So they know how to break down a Town Hall 10 base. Really hard to bet against One Hive though. I mean, they are just a solid clan, even though everyone hates them because they're One Hive and they're super popular. But yeah, I'm gonna go with One Hive also.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's just hard to bet against them. They're super popular because they're super good, and
Yeah.
and it helps when they had Jake doing so many great things for that clan, and for the war community in general, as far as teaching a bunch of people. I'm sure there's people littered through the CWL, all the leagues, who learned probably primarily from like his channels originally. So,
Yeah, of course.
of course,
So
yeah, and the benefits
big
of
up.
that is a lot of people went to play there, want to play
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, easy to get recruits when you're, the most popular clan in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
Maybe not in the war community at least.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So next up, last one for the conference here, we have 2-5 Mariana Trench, who you just saw firsthand, and another 2-5 squad in Midwinters.
Yeah. All right. So two clans that are pretty underperforming, obviously at 2-5. I want to go with Mariana Trench on this one. They may be 2-5. I mean, I just saw them in PWC. They had all right bases. They had some solid attacks. Yeah. I mean, obviously 5-10v10 and 1-11v11 triple. That's really solid. We faced Midwinters also week one. They just did not look as strong as Mariana Trench did last week. So yeah, I want to go with Mariana Trench on this one.
Yeah, it's actually that victory up against PWC that I'm kind of jumping on the Mariana Trench bandwagon a little bit. I was picking against them early in these seasonal pick'ems, but now I think their stock's up a little bit, and I'm definitely going to be picking them probably a lot more often moving forward. I'm liking what they're doing. They seem to be turning around the ship, and it's kind of going in the right direction there. The
Yep.
next, well, we'll
Oh,
jump.
hold on.
Huh? Sorry.
Hold on. Sorry.
Okay. Um, Next up, War of the Week, war you're going to be in, and a matchup of one of two undefeated teams left in the CWL, uh, with War Whales at 7-0 against a team that's kind of trying to take that division title from them at 6-1 with the Moral Thieves.
Oh yeah, really good match here. I mean, you already know who I'm picking. I can't go against Wales. My
I have a
boys.
feeling if you went against your clan, you may not as well
Oh,
show up this
I'd get
weekend.
that. I'd get that boot so quick.
Yeah,
They might not even put me in. But yeah, I mean, Thieves. They're probably like one of the most inconsistent clans in the league. Probably right next to PWC, honestly. Like they lost to Elite Gaming, and no one saw that coming. And then I think it was like the next week after that, they beat Spartan's Legacy, and again, no one saw that coming. So it's just you never know what to expect from them. But I mean, obviously they also beat Dark Looters. Was that last week or 2 weeks
I think it
ago?
was just last week, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they beat Dark Looters, they beat Spartan's Legacy before they fell off. So obviously they've got the talent. If they can knock off War Rails 2, they're gonna be riding such a high. That's like probably top three, or definitely three of the top five clans in the league. So yeah, I mean, they're gonna be going for it, but I can't bet against Wales.
Yeah. I kind of I just can't pick. It's one of those. War Wars hasn't always performed the greatest in wars. I know certainly, like you had mentioned, you guys had 3 dip fails in a war, and frankly, I'll be honest. If I think if you have 3 dip fails again this weekend, I'm sure you'd probably say it too. You'll be talking about how you lost, like this was a loss, your first loss of the season. But I don't expect that to happen. I think it'll be an easy one to kind of get everybody up for. Be really attentive and play well. And that I'm not. I mean, I have a lot of my good friends play over at the Whales with Cody, Ben, and Larry, and you. Um, so I'm gonna say you guys are gonna get it done and kind of knock Moral Thieves down to 6-2, and kind of it's one of those with how the divisional matchups work too. Like the divisional winner will probably come from this will come from this matchup, and having that tiebreaker is pretty important. And
Yeah, of course.
so it kind of applies a little bit more to them. Like if Immoral Thieves wins, they would have the tiebreaker over you, so they'd be taking the division. Where obviously, you guys all win, you're up by 2 games, and it's a little more space than going down to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, another interesting thing about this war is apparently there's been like some arguments about like the breakdown, what the breakdown should be, because War Whales has probably the best, 11v11 rate in the league. Like, or we get the most opportunities. We go for them a lot, so we get a lot of 11v11 triples. So Thieves obviously are trying to. Well, just from what I hear, I'm not in any of the chats for this or anything, but apparently Thieves have been like trying their best to prevent any 11v11 triples with the breakdown, and we're fighting back, trying to get light on 10s, heavy on 11s breakdown. So apparently there's been a lot of back and forth. So that's been kind of interesting, I think.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see what the breakdown ends up being.
yeah, I think that was one. It may have been someone who commented about the swarm score from War Whales. Maybe a little certain couch, and I was like, well, man, we ran 1710s, so
A certain piece of furniture, I know.
certain piece of furniture that belongs in a living room. Uh,
It belongs in a dumpster, let's be real.
well, just that one. This has been just already just such a great episode. Just insulting like all these people we play with regularly.
Hey, it's not really an insult if it's facts,
True. True. Yeah, I think that was actually a quote I may have said in just the last 24 hours. Um, well, next up, we have an 0-7 North on the opposite end, I guess, kind of the spectrum here. We have an 0-7 North Remembers and a 3-4 Bye Forever.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of an easy pick too. I mean, North Rumors has just not been putting up numbers that have been impressive at all. So it's really not possible to vote for them to win right now as it is. They really are just falling behind, struggling with rosters and everything. So gonna go with Bye Forever on this one.
See, I thought maybe with some of this inside knowledge you had, you might have thought differently because I guess there have been some additions to NR's roster that I know the skill levels of said players who are very good and they help out in areas that NR has highly been struggling in. So I'm actually making them my upset pick of the week to get their
Ooh, I
first victory.
think they're gonna pull out their first win, huh?
I do. I think kind of adding a couple of the people they got. They got T Mac, for example, and for being somebody who I've worked with for a very long time, I think he's going to be able to help just turn that around, and I think that they'll kind of use that influx and get a win here. But I definitely think it'll be a close one. Probably come down to stars. I try to make something a little different with my upset pick of the week. I felt like I kind of last week picked a squad. I forgot who did I went with North Watchers over WHF. So that one didn't work out for me. I'm gonna try this one and hope that hope that I'm proven right here. Maybe I can get one day. I'm gonna get one of these upset pick of the weeks. I just hopefully that's this week. I think I
Yeah, it's hard to pick these upsets, man. It's hard to root for for the clan that's just statistically better. It's hard to root against them.
yeah. Well, it's it is, but and just at the same time, it's also one just that's the point of it being fun. No money on the line or anything, so don't always have to go with what the numbers say makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I just get to talk shit when I get more picks right than you later.
Yeah, I probably was really dumb to invite you on. I'm gonna have to hear about this the rest of the season. That's not really fair. I mean, really, everybody's beaten me except Brady. So
Exactly. True.
that's why the
Can,
picks are
can
sure to be wrong.
agree completely.
Well,
Okay.
next we'll jump into the next one. We'll try and stay somewhat on track. We got Spartan's Legacy at 4-3 versus One Hive 2.0 at 1-5.
This is kind of a tough one just because, I mean, Spartan's Legacy was so good, and then they just tanked so hard. And then 1 Hive 2.0 has kind of always been down there, but uh, oof, this is a tough one. Yeah, I didn't think about this one at all, but this is a tough pick. I think I want to go with Spartan's Legacy on this one. I'm not sure because I know they tanked really hard. I'm not sure they tanked hard enough to lose to 1Hive 2.0 though. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Spartan's Legacy on this one.
I'm going with Spartan's Legacy as well. I just I know they've lost some people, but uh, I just think they still have a lot of talent on that roster. And I mean, One Hive 2.0 is just hasn't impressed me in a lot of weeks. It's hard to pick them, and I think Spartan's Legacy is kind of turning it back around. It's one of those things like any clan seems to be when you lose people, it's kind of in like a bunches. But then after that, it kind of stabilizes back out, and you kind of know what to do, and people pick up, and some other people may come in. I think Spartan's Legacy is kind of past that point of people leaving, and it's kind of stabling back out, and I think that's how they'll be able to turn it on and be able to get this win and get to 5-3.
Yeah, that's true. That could happen. I mean, sometimes a clan loses players and then they just never get better. But I mean, sometimes they do pick it back up after a while. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to predict Spartan's Legacy at this point.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly quite an unknown with what they'll be doing, what they'll be moving forward. Next up, 3-4, the team with the best name in the entire league, Killer Bunnies, versus a 2-5 Bada Bing clan.
Another tough one, just because I don't know. I think these clans are both on a really similar level. I'm gonna go with Killer Bunnies. I think partially because of the name, but I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know much about you. Like, I know War Whales played both of these clans, but I didn't really pay attention to the Killer Bunnies match at all because I wasn't in that war. My account was not on the roster for that war, so I wasn't really paying attention to it. I was more focused on PWC war, so I don't really remember much from the Killer Bunnies war, but I know they played us kind of close. I think I actually don't remember what the final score was, but I think they played us better than Bada Bing Clan did, so that's what I'm basing it off of.
Yeah, I don't have any sort of basis. I just pick Killer Bunnies because I pretty much always pick Killer Bunnies when I get the chance to because they have a great name. So
That's
don't let me down,
very
guys. Like I'm quite a big fan of your clan. So
well, that's really got to help their morale. We're picking them because of their name, not because of any of their skill level.
I haven't got to see them play much. Like just a little bit on other people's recaps and see their bases and stuff, but I just like their name, and I think when they made the clan, I like tweeted them and said, I love your guys' name.
Yeah.
So, and I continue to support them on this basis. I'm kind of like the person who does the college bracket and just picks like the best uniforms or the best mascots to win.
Best looking uniforms. Let's go Oregon Ducks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, next up, a pick I won't be making. We have the 7-0 Swarm coming off of a huge win, one of the most epic wars I've got to be a part of up against DLZ, and a 2-5 North versus a 2-5 North Watchers squad. Take it away, Jaime. Jamie, sorry, my bad.
Either one works, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Swarm on this one. This is a pretty easy pick. I mean, how can you vote against a clan that's 7-0? North Watchers did manage to beat POC, but I think they only put up like 2 Town Hall 10 triples in that war, and we just somehow did worse. So yeah, gonna go with Swarm. They've just been really impressive all season. Plus my guy Derek's there, and just don't put Brady's accounts in. He could definitely drag you down.
I mean that tends to happen, but I don't know.
And
There's
if you
questions.
if you give
There's questions if I'll be able to play this weekend. Just like weight matchups. So we'll see. I think it's gonna get worked out with. We'll see. If not, I mean it won't matter to me. I'll be continuing to just help in any way I can to get the win. Obviously, you knew you had to pick my clan. Come on.
I mean, obviously, don't want to get kicked off the recording before it ends.
Ow. I
Yeah,
thought you were gonna say kicked out of your alts clan.
yeah, don't kick me out of that clan either. But yeah, just don't give Brady too many hits, and you'll do fine.
Yeah, we tend to take those away, but there's actually a little known fact in the swarm. Tidbit for all you viewers: we are all actually Brady. We're all Brady in disguise. So I am actually Brady every time I've come on here. You just never known.
Incredible. Why would you reveal it now?
Just sometimes sometimes it's just fun to.
Man, you got me. You got my ass. I've been duped.
We won't be picking War and Glory Reddit Alchemy as Reddit Alchemy is out of the league. War and Glory will be on a bye week, getting a win and moving to 5-3. So congratulations though on your you guys' big win last week. It was really impressive. We'll jump into the final sets of divisional matchups here. We have Reddit Omega. Probably, I think this is the closest division. Like, there's 3 teams within 2 games of each other. So these divisional matchups for tiebreakers may be pretty huge. Specifically when the big 3 in this division play each other.
Oh yeah.
So the first up, though, is Reddit Omega at 4-3 and Tactical Inc. at 2-5.
Okay, gonna go with Reddit Omega on this one, mostly because I don't know a single player in Tactical Inc. I don't like watch their YouTube. I don't even know if they have a YouTube. Yeah, I don't know like anything about them other than that they're 2-5. I don't even know who they won against, honestly. But yeah, gonna go with Omega. They've just been a big name, even though I don't think they're as good now as they once were, and like compared to a lot of other clans, I don't think they're really at the top, but I think they're better than Tactical Inc. at least.
Yeah, I think. I think Reddit Omega. Believe they came off that loss to War and Glory, but I think they're gonna, knowing how close this division is, they have to get a win. If they do not get a win, their chances at a division title are essentially over. Especially if Dark Looter Z was to win, because that would put them 3 games behind. But I do think they will get a win and move to 5-3. I just think it's kind of a different level of a clan with Reddit Omega to Tactical Inc. They just got a lot more talent on that roster. I think they'll be able to win with that. Not total shot at Tactical Inc. I mean, Reddit Omega is one of the really good clans. They just not quite performing up to what I'm sure they hoped they would this season, but I think they'll get a win here at least and bounce back from that loss last week.
Yeah, I think they really do need a win here if they want a chance to make playoffs.
Yeah, so I think this week's actually got quite a few good wars, or at least even if they're not like always great record teams, but like very even wars, like maybe 3-3, 3-4 teams versus 4-3 teams type of deal. Those can still be really close, but I think we'll end with a really great a great war between 2 pretty good really good teams here. We have 6-1 Dark Looter Z versus 5-2 WHF.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup because both these clans are performing at a higher standard than I thought they would at the start of the season. Like, I thought Dark Looter Z would be kind of an average clan, maybe a little below average, but I mean, they really stepped up. I mean, only 1 loss to the Swarm. I mean, that's not even really something to be upset about. Swarm is just a really powerful clan. And WHF, I thought was going to be, really bad, but I mean, they've been, better than most clans in the league. So, I mean, they kind of surprised me too, but I think I'm still going to go with Dark Looter Z. I mean, they just got the better record. They got the better stats. It's just hard to vote against them, I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah, I'm also going with Dark Looter Z. I mean, they can get major props. Are a clan savage, I guess, just very ruthlessly honest. CCL. I mean, he was like just praising their bases, about saying how they're the best we've seen all season. And I mean, I would agree. Their bases were very, very good. And it was just tough for us to get a lot of triples. We did pull off 3 against them, but I don't know if like I just kind of worry about WHF. I would worry about almost any clan though getting consistent 10v10 triples against DLZ. They have a really great base building team over there, um, and so I think they're going to go ahead and get this done, especially after coming off a loss. And this is another one where if WHF does, but just credit for maybe a little motivation for both DLZ and WHF. WHF wins this. WHF will be in the division lead. They will be the division leader because they will now hold the tiebreaker off over DLZ. So just another reason as to why these divisional matchups, they're really more than just one game. It's kind of like a game and a half when you're playing up against one of these teams that's close to your record.
The tiebreakers are so important in this because there's only 11 matches, so I mean it's really not uncommon for two clans to have the same record in division. And it just comes down to that tiebreaker when they went head to head.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're talking these playoff spots, and not just playoff spots, but also playoff seeding. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that I would be very, very shocked if we did not see Dark Leader Z and WHF both in the playoffs when the regular season's all done. But where you're at will really depend, help make the higher seed you are. Obviously, you'll be facing lower seeds, which will help improve your chances of moving on. So it's important to win those divisions and important to be the high seeds.
Oh yeah, of course.
Either way, I think we're both thinking that the Dark Leaders family will pull off a sweep today or this weekend. So I'll go ahead and show our picks at this point. Is Jamie, if you want to give out any shout outs or say anything, go ahead.
Oh, shout out Caption Chat, of course. Again, I already shouted them out earlier. Shout out to North Awakens, OP clan, taking Rising by storm. Yeah, I don't think I have any other shout outs. Shout out to Jim Schwag, just because he's a god. Nothing.
And say, when you said you didn't have any more, I was just like, yeah, I think we did most of the people we know on a regular basis all throughout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's really appreciated, man. Thanks for coming on. It's probably one of the more fun ones I've ever had, if not the most fun. Getting to talk about all the kind of a lot of our Clash friends here.
Oh yeah, obviously. Nothing more fun in a game than shit talking your friends. Let's be real.
That's true. Probably about half the reason we all play. But thanks for coming. Thanks for coming on again, Jamie. Good luck this weekend. Huh?
Glad I made it so enjoyable for you, and I ruined your outro.
Yeah,
that was cool. Also.
Yeah. So, thanks for coming on. It's really appreciated, and good luck with your wars this weekend. If you guys stick around, you can hear a little bit of our intro when we started. We kind of have a little blooper reel. So.
Oh no, he is good. It's.
Until next time, guys. See ya. Hey, say something for me. I just want to make sure it's picking you up now that I started recording.
Testing. Derek is a pleb. Derek is a pleb, but Cody's a bigger pleb.
I may actually just put that part in. That'd be funny at the end. Like I just add it.
Yes, just throw it in like a blooper.
Yeah.